Hello?
You're listening to the only podcast that admits they might know what they are talking about.
Hello?
This is We Might Know Sports
I hope everyone has a ball.
with Stefan,
What was a topic Corey might like? I don't even know.
Kevin,
You might like it, Corey. He just doesn't
Yeah.
know.
and Corey.
Sounds like something a guy in a van would tell me.
All right, we are live in guest track. Sitting next to me, our former host, now special guest star. I don't even know how I got here. Found him up on the side of the road. Decided to pick him up and bring him home with me today for some reason. Terrible choice. Yeah, getting to be a little hot over here. The 76. Let's see what it goes to. Corey is also joining us today. How's it going?
What's up?
How's your Memorial Day weekend?
Pretty good. Hung with the family, went to the zoo. Same old.
Sounds exciting.
Which zoo?
No, how was the zoo?
Oh, how was the zoo? Pretty good. There was nobody there today, surprisingly, on a holiday. So that's always more enjoyable.
All right. So we got a lot to get to today. Apparently we did a beer mile yesterday.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. We have video evidence of it at least, so we got that going for us. And then we'll also talk about the NHL Stanley Cup Finals finally getting underway. Corey's got some news tennis-wise for us to talk about a little bit. And then, of course, you got this guy's awesome top 5 list coming up at some point in the show. Even I don't know when, and I
don't know
produced this.
either.
Then we also have, well, we're going to start off with the NBA playoff finals. We're finally here, boys. We finally made it.
It's been a long 2 months.
Looks like we made it. All right. And I did not even go over our predictions. Did anyone predict what we got for the conference finals?
Yep. Probably.
For the conference finals, I don't think so. Did someone have Golden State in a sweep of San Antonio? I don't think so.
I don't think anyone did.
No.
And I didn't have Cleveland in 5. I don't think Stefan did.
But I did predict them to not sweep them.
You did. I owe you a 6-pack when you get back home.
And I will gladly accept it.
So Stefan said Boston in 6. Oh, I got it right. I got Cleveland in 5.
There you go.
And then no one predicted Golden State sweeping. So got that going for
I
us,
think it
guys.
kind of screwed us all over when Kawhi went down and
Yeah.
going into the series that he wasn't going to be a part of the team.
Yeah, and I didn't know when Isaiah Thomas went down that Boston was going to play better. So
Oh, just for that one game, though. All right. What do we have? Game 1, Thursday, June 1st. So they don't even start the playoffs until next month.
But it should be. Nice long break. Both teams fully rested.
Are they going to be rested, though? Is there going to be any injury issues that we're going to be concerned about affecting this series?
there shouldn't be. I think everyone's pretty much at full strength.
I feel like, yeah, because I mean Durant, he's fully healed now, right?
Yep. Durant's fully healed. Curry hasn't had any ankle issues, so I think everyone's ready to go. The only injury would be Golden State's head coach, but obviously that hasn't mattered.
Right. Obviously. Nobody on the Cavs was hurt?
Nobody of importance. Richard Jefferson is, I believe, but they haven't seemed to need him much.
I remember last year he came out big for him.
He did last year. I think this year is going to be a little different.
How different?
Like Cleveland may not win a game different.
Really? Just you think Durant makes that big of a difference?
I feel like when they need that, like, felt like last year when they really needed a go-to guy, Curry, they were just being real physical with, and he couldn't get separation, and that hurt their team. Now they got a 6'10" guy who can make his own shot, way more difficult to guard, in my opinion. So I just think when there's a go-to shot, when they really need someone, they have that this year. I think that's going to be a big problem. Because LeBron is not going to defend him all game, I don't think, and be an offensive stud. If he has to do both things, Cleveland will be in trouble. Because Durant doesn't have to guard LeBron. Draymond Green will be draped all over him.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that so you're saying that LeBron won't be able to defend and be the go-to offensive guy?
Yeah, I think that'll be too much energy. That would be where I would think fatigue will come into play if he has to do both.
What happened whenever LeBron went down last series, or are you just saying that that's just because that's Boston? But Kyrie stepped up. Kevin Love stepped up.
Yeah, they did. And you know how I felt. We talked about the top 5 in the playoffs. I think Kyrie is a top 5 player. But I don't know. I just think Golden State's actually playing good defense right now. That could be a problem. They're underrated defense right now because Steph Curry doesn't get a lot of credit. But even if you don't give him credit, Klay Thompson is a very good defender. Iguodala is a good defender off the bench. Sean Livingston's a good defender.
I think they're definitely clicking on all cylinders right now.
They haven't lost it. They have only lost one game in 128 days.
Yeah. Not bad.
No, not bad.
Happens a lot.
So Cleveland's the underdog, correct?
Yeah, big time in Vegas.
Yeah, somebody made a comment about that. I can't remember who it was, but they didn't.
It opened at 9-1 or something crazy.
Which I think a lot of people might not agree with that just because that they're the defending champs, but obviously Golden State upped the game there a little bit, bringing in Kevin Durant, and they seem to be playing even better. So
was that a 1-year contract or 2?
1 year, right?
1 year with an option, right?
I think, yeah.
So does Durant come back?
I think so. I think especially if they win, he comes back. I think he wants multiples.
No, but Kevin's saying, does he go back? Does he go back to not come back to Golden State? Go back to OKC?
Oh, go back to OKC? No, I don't think so. I think he's going to be with Golden State for the rest of his career.
I think he'll do a LeBron. Try to.
No, because it's not his home. It's different. It's not like he grew up there. If he went to Washington or was drafted by the Wizards and then left, maybe there'd be a chance for him to come back. But I thought he should have gone. We've talked off the podcast. I thought he should have gone to the Wizards in the first place. But
if he'd gone to the Wizards, they would have been.
Cleveland would have been in a little more trouble. There would have been more of a difficult road to get there.
Yeah. Definitely agreed. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about that series, or did you want to just throw out your predictions and why? I know Stefan has his famous reasons why.
I don't do that. I use actual knowledge for this.
Okay.
Right.
I'll start. I'll say I'm going with Golden State in 5. I'm going to give 1 game to Cleveland because they have the best player in the world on their team, and that's about it.
It's really tough to bet against LeBron. That's why when one of my friends tried betting me with the Celtics, the first 2 series I won. Then he tried betting me against the Cavs, and I was like, absolutely not. I don't bet against LeBron. But
Having said that,
Golden State is often ridiculous this year. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with what I hope to see. I'd like to see 6 or 7 games. I'll say Golden State in 7.
Ooh.
So are you predicting like a classic finals, one that people talk about for a while?
I hope so. That's what I'm predicting. Yeah.
I already had mine written down before Stefan announced his. I did Golden State in 6 just because I feel like the Cavs will win 1 or 2, but I don't see them taking the series.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I think it's going to be hard to take 4 games off this Golden State team.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, how does LeBron's legacy increase? Does he become a top 5 all time if he isn't already?
Well, he's not above Michael Jordan, that's for sure, in my books.
Is he on your Mount Rushmore? Is he your top 4?
Are we talking about overall body of work, or are we talking about?
Yeah, overall body of work. So, I mean, like you could say Bill Russell with 11 championships belongs on your Mount Rushmore, or whoever.
Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, and I don't know.
Abdul-Jabbar is the all-time scorer. Should he be on there? You got Larry Bird, you got Magic Johnson, you got Kobe Bryant.
You made me list 4, and I couldn't come up with it because it was all those guys.
You didn't give Kevin time to prepare for this. You just threw that on him.
This is not my top 5 or top 4.
I just wondered where we all feel about LeBron right now, and especially if he were to win another one against this caliber of a team where everyone is saying this is the most dominant team we've seen in a long time. Well, it is the most dominant team we've seen.
It's one of the knocks I hear about LeBron is that the teams that he's had to beat to get to like the finals and stuff have always been like not as great. Usually aren't even like 50-win teams or anything like that. So hard. I just think that they're just 2 completely different people. I would definitely put him on my Mount Rushmore though. But I don't like getting into the whole argument about him and Jordan.
No, not that argument. That's why I said, what about your top 4? If he would be in your Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I think I would definitely.
If he wins this championship.
I feel like he's already. I mean, he's been to how many?
7, right?
In a row? 7?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's not like it's all been with one team. Like, I mean, it's only been with 2 teams, but.
That Miami thing was, I don't know. I feel like that Miami thing kind of tarnishes his legacy a little bit just because of the fact that how everything went down, I guess. Maybe if he wins another with Cleveland, my mind will start changing. But
I think his best championship, though, is with Miami. I mean, like Stefan said, a lot of people argue they didn't play anybody, but that Miami team beat San Antonio.
Yeah.
Which when they had Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker in their prime, that was a pretty big win.
And they also had to get through.
Yeah.
I'm
not used to my setup over here.
They also had to get through Boston, didn't they?
Yes, they had to get through Boston's big 3, who were still decent at that time.
Boston, yeah, they were solid for a good 2 to 3 years.
So to me, that was his best run. Granted, yes, he needed Wade and Bosch and Ray Allen to do it, but nobody's done it alone, as they say.
That's true.
That is true.
He was the closest thing I've seen when he brought that his first time to the championship. That Cleveland team was pretty awful when he got swept by the Spurs.
Okay. So game 3 will be played, I believe, after our next podcast. So we'll at least have some kind of idea where the series is going, whether it's 1-1, 2-0, someone. So we'll have some kind of idea at least. Whether or not that's a good idea,
We'll
see.
You think they're going to win the 2 at home?
Yeah, I think Golden State's going to at least hold it home.
Because how does NBA's it doesn't go by
It's going to be
right? It goes by whoever has the better record.
correct. So it's Golden State 2, Cleveland 2, 1-1-1. They used to do the 2-3-2 for a while in the championship, but they changed that.
Yeah.
Well, they were doing 2-3-2 for all of them for a while for the whole
Yeah.
playoffs.
And we have all games on ABC, and most of them are going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern, or there's 2 in there at 8. So late night television for you East Coasters.
Sunday night.
Yep. I'll be watching every game, though. This is what every NBA fan has been kind of waiting for.
I'll be watching
The rematch.
The rematch and, the 3 best players in the league probably in the same finals.
Another game on Saturday. That's when I work late.
Yes, the NBA catered to your schedule.
Now, what happens if Cleveland steals one of these first 2 games?
Then I think we got a series, and your prediction of 7 or 6 is going to happen. I'm not saying it can't happen if Golden State holds 2, but it's less likely.
Right. You think that there's a repeat of what happened last year and Golden State goes up 3-1 and they can't finish it off?
I think only if there's an injury or suspension. I mean, I think we can all agree we know why that happened. The suspension of Draymond Green affected that team.
I was going to quiz Kevin and ask him if he knew why it happened.
Well, made that not happen. Thanks, Corey. All right, so let's move on to the. Oh wait, it is time. Second, amazing, awesome, super secret, unknown, kind of biased, totally biased.
Somewhat biased, somewhat bullshit. What do you think it is this week, Corey? Take a guess.
The top 5 best track stars of all time.
I did think about doing something like that, but that would have been way too hard for me. So this week I've got the top 5 NBA Finals performers. Just in that year, so for each NBA final.
By the way, Corey, he's shielding it, so I can't even look.
That's good. That's good.
You know what?
Top secret.
Super secret.
Nobody's allowed to look at this stuff. So this is top 5 NBA Finals performances, I guess we can say. Not performers, performances.
So performances for one game or for the whole finals?
The whole finals.
Okay.
So number 5, got Big Diesel, Shaq, 2002. Averaged 36.3 points per game, 12.3 rebounds per game, and 2.8 blocks per game. I was looking at his stats, and those 3 championships that he got there with the Lakers, I think. Yeah. He was just unstoppable at the time.
Yeah, don't you remember that?
And I don't think I appreciated how dominant he was then.
No, I don't think anybody did, but now when you see where the center has gone now, I mean,
you don't see any big guys doing that anymore. Yeah.
Last great big man, probably Tim Duncan.
Yeah. He did not make the top 5 though. So.
Aw.
I'm going based on stats.
Wah, wah, wah.
His stats didn't stand out to me. Sorry.
How many MVPs does he have for MVP?
Duncan?
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
But I was talking about for each performance.
Yeah.
Overall, I would have thrown Tim Duncan up.
Who'd the Lakers beat in 02?
San Antonio. No, just kidding. That can't happen.
Lakers beat San
Probably the
Antonio
Pistons.
somehow.
Pistons?
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
What are you asking me?
I'm challenging you. I figured you'd know.
That wasn't part of the top 5.
I know 2 of their wins is against the Sixers and the other one's against Indiana. So who's the other one? The Pistons beat them.
You just got fact checked.
I don't know. Where's our fact?
Okay, let's go on. Moving on.
425-780-6355.
Oh, yeah, that was my job earlier.
You're fired.
Number 4, I got LeBron. Last year's performance, which could he top it this year? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Last year, he averaged 29.7 points per game, 11.3 rebounds per game, and 8.9 assists per game, along with a nice little 2.3 blocks per game. I mean, he basically does it all. And obviously, without LeBron, they probably wouldn't have made it to the finals last year, let alone come back from a 3-1 deficit. He's the only guy I got on the top 5 that averaged less than 30, but only by a 0.3. So, number 3, I'm going to go way back on you on this one. We're talking about the original NBA Finals MVP.
Who, George Mikan?
69 was the very first NBA MVP. Here's a little fun fact for you. Is also the only NBA Finals MVP that was on the losing team.
Oh. Is it the doctor?
No.
No, that was too early for the doctor.
Think about the NBA logo.
Oh, Jerry?
Yeah. Jerry West. Averaged 37.9 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game. Wasn't a big rebounder. But
Wasn't a big guy.
a little 7.4 assists per game, so made up for it. No idea who they lost to. I wasn't around back then. Didn't do
Was
that
he on the Minneapolis Lakers at that time?
probably. I'm gonna guess, maybe. Don't know. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, it's pretty good average for finals too.
37? That's all right.
It's not gonna match up to the top 2 here though. This is where we could get a little bit of controversy. So I'll see what you how you feel about this. Number 2, I got the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Jordan. 1993. 41 points per game. 8.5. Currently 8.5 red. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I think it's rebounds per game.
Can't even read his own notes.
And 6.3 assists. It was a solid little NBA Finals for Michael Jordan. That would be the highest average of the NBA Finals
Ever?
ever. Most people would think that should be number 1 overall. I beg to differ.
Would Michael Jordan have a better year than that?
I've put only one other repeat. Big Diesel again, Shaq.
Oh, God.
2000, he had 38 points per game, 16.7 rebounds, and 2.67 blocks.
So this is where I'm gonna chime in my little NBA knowledge
All right.
on your top 5.
Let's hear what you got, Kevin.
Some of those are okay, but how can you not include when Jordan had the flu against the Utah Jazz?
Because I wasn't going by just one game.
Okay.
It's a whole entire, and he didn't average. I mean, he had that 41 points per game in 93, but the year that he got the flu, I think it was a lower 30s. And
That was his last championship, too, right? Against Utah?
Yeah, it was just the NBA MVP of the finals. Wait, no, that's the Sonics. Never mind.
no, it was definitely
It was a year before, I think. His last year was in '96 with the Bulls, correct?
Correct. That's the greatest team of all time because they were actually
First team. That's the first team. Never mind. That was his return in '96.
we have no idea what we're talking about.
'98 is the
is his last year with the Bulls.
yeah.
But 96 was the last championship, correct?
No,
No, 98 was the last championship?
he
Yeah.
retired with a championship.
Oh, okay.
the Wizards and didn't do anything.
That was like in 2001, right?
Um,
Michael Jordan, 33 points, 37, 24, 34.
is his averages?
This is his box scores here.
Oh, was this last year?
Yeah. 45.
That
That was when he did that little shuffle.
the push off. Yeah,
It wasn't a push.
it was a push off. Arm was a push off.
I don't know. I think 98 Jordan belongs on here just because of the flu incident. My opinion. Corey.
I don't know. I kind of liked Stefan's top 5. I just don't know. I haven't seen enough of the other ones. Like, it's hard for me to believe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't have better numbers than.
I'm telling you, dude. I looked it up. I'm telling you.
I kind of like Jordan to be number 1 though, with 41, 8, and 6. That's ridiculous.
But dude, 38, 16, and almost 3 blocks a game. Come on. Where was Jordan at? No rebounds.
Just not losing in finals ever.
Okay. Not doing anything.
He's just balling.
You want me to give you my overall? Like, I wasn't.
I'm just saying.
You're trying to change what the top 5 is. You're trying to add more to it than what needs to be there.
I'm just saying.
Play the card. Play the hand you're dealt. Okay.
All right.
Don't fucking play a different hand.
Give me the 41 and the 6 assists. He was being a team player. And
Okay.
balling. And scoring.
3 assists a game. So he's good. You know, he'd get those double teams and he'd just dish it off to somebody.
Yeah, 3 times a game.
Because the other 50 times it was.
Dunking on somebody.
There was one game I read that it was game 2, I think, of the 2000 or 2002, one of those finals, and where they decided to try the hack-a-shack approach.
Mm-hmm.
They set him to the line something like 39 times, I think, and he made 18 of them. But he still ended up with like 40 points.
Yeah. Shaq was a beast. People forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still sold on the 98 performance better.
It's just like how quick people forget everything to do with like the all-time greats. The new people or who they remember.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure people back then probably thought the same thing about, like,
I know. They thought when Shaq was dominating, oh, what about Wilt?
or even when Jordan was there, probably everybody was like, oh, well, then there was Magic Johnson or Larry Bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
But at least Michael had to work his way through those guys, and he couldn't get through them when he was younger.
Right.
That was part of the legacy. That's a part of the problem. Like, who's LeBron fighting through in this era? Nobody. No other great all-time greats.
Till LeVar Ball comes along.
Lonzo.
No other all-time greats. in the
I'm
NBA
sorry.
right
His
now.
dad isn't making the playoff or the.
In the East right now, yeah, what all-time great is there? There's none.
Well, Paul Pierce was there.
Towards the latter half of his career.
Right. I mean, I do agree somewhat with LeBron's era has been a little bit softer. Because in the early years, when everyone's like, oh, why can't he get championships? That's because Kobe was winning them. So he didn't really have to go through it. I mean, and Tim Duncan, they were rotating. It wasn't LeBron fighting through them.
Yes.
Good point, Corey. I agree.
And I like LeBron. He knows that. It's just facts. I can't help it. Jordan had a tougher era. I don't care what people say.
And I think that's why Jordan gets the notoriety that he gets, because he played against Magic Johnson. He played against Kobe and Allen Iverson.
My big thing is that you could have literally stuck
Is there
LeBron.
something on my ceiling? Is that what you're looking
Yeah.
at?
He's thinking.
Corey knows.
Oh, I thought I was just a dial-up. Sorry.
You could literally put LeBron in any generation, I feel like, and he would have dominated no matter what generation he was in. I don't care.
He would have dominated Jordan's generation.
You're telling me
He would have been good. I don't think he was going to beat Jordan going through Jordan every year.
And the Bulls. It wasn't like the Cavs were.
Do you think this Cavs team beats Pippen, Jordan, and that team?
now you're telling. No, I did not say bring his whole Cavs team. I said LeBron.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and put him on whatever team was back then.
Put him on a team and have him build a team around him. Yeah. Why couldn't he have?
Well, now, like you said, now I'm really going to have to dig and see what team had good enough parts around them that would beat Chicago.
He was on the Jazz. Say the Jazz grabbed him. Tell me the Jazz couldn't have dominated.
You're gonna tell me?
But then you're talking about putting three superstars together, a super team again. Because you're going to have Malone, Stockton, and LeBron. That's fair.
Jordan didn't have a super team at all.
No.
Pippen wasn't one of the greatest players ever.
no,
He is. But
Portland.
that's it.
He had
Rodman was good, but he's not an all-time great. B.J. Armstrong was okay. Steve Kerr was okay. He was a role player. We both know what he was, the role. Come off the bench, shoot threes. Tony Kukoc, same thing. Bill Cartwright, big center, just get boards. I mean, it wasn't like that team was stacked.
But you also act like LeBron's never brought a team with nobody there before.
No, I did say that. Remember, I said his first finals was the greatest run I'd seen because that team had the second best player was Larry Hughes. Nothing against Larry Hughes, but
wasn't it Mo Williams?
Mo Williams was on that team. Damon Jones. I think they had Ricky Davis. The team was not much, but he brought them there. That good for him. That was amazing. But then they got swept by a real team.
But he was also, I mean, it's not like Jordan got there when he was young. Obviously, the older you get, the more experience you get.
Yeah, and like we said, though, but Jordan couldn't get there because he was going against Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. Larry Bird was still around. That's tough.
I have to agree to disagree, I guess. I think if you put Jordan back then, LeBron back then, LeBron's still going to be successful. LeBron still would have competed.
Maybe the bigger argument I have is I'd like to see a little bit of dispersing of the NBA talent. Enough of these super teams that would help LeBron's era out and his argument out. If he had to go through like I give Paul George all the credit for sticking it out in Indiana and trying to like build a team around Paul George. I mean, yeah, he's not getting.
Get sick of that though.
What?
Nobody likes to stick on a team when they're losing.
Hey, he gets his team to the playoffs though. I mean, I know, yeah, he's not going to stick. It sounds like he's heading out to LA.
Stick around.
It used to be like that in the old days.
I give Paul Pierce credit for sticking around when he did.
Absolutely. And I know people like to think that was a super team, but they were all at the end of their career. It's not what Miami did.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough debating of Stefan's terrible top five.
You're terrible.
Terrible. Because we have a lot to get to today. So let's get to the NHL playoffs. They're happening today. I think game one is today. And I believe we'll get to game 3. Game 4 will be on our next podcast. Stefan, are you surprised by your pick coming true with Nashville?
No, not at all. My logic was sound. Everything just worked out exactly how I thought it was gonna.
I think we all picked Pittsburgh in 6. That game went to 7, I believe. So we all went wrong there. But Corey, on the other hand, went with the Ducks in game 6. Both you and I went with Nashville in game 6. So you were right. You were wrong, Corey. Sorry. Deal with it.
I've been at the bottom of the NHL playoffs this whole time.
I don't understand why. You just got to follow Stefan's logic.
It's pretty easy.
I'm not going to get in the way of it again. I think it was pretty nice that he did both his picks. So I'm going to throw out my pick of Nashville in 7. I actually got the 7 because EA Sports was doing some kind of like thing where you could screenshot or stop a video and it'd tell you which team and what game. So that's basically how I'm basing mine off of that and the fact of how hot Nashville's been in the playoffs. Corey, who you ultimately ending up with? Are you believing in Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Yes, I'm going with Pittsburgh in 6.
I think Stefan and I are gonna sit back, eat some steak, and watch the game 1.
Let's do that. Sounds good.
That sounds like a plan. That's what we're barbecuing afterwards. Some steak and corn. Corey, open invitation if you can make it here.
Yeah, you got about 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's fine. My Lear can get there.
Sorry, we might not know sports, or we might know sports. We might know our own titles. Plane fueled up and ready for you to go right away. So I apologize.
Yeah, it's out here right now. Actually, I gotta take it back.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and going with Stefan's NHL predictions, without any further wait, here it is.
I feel like
No pressure.
no pressure, huh?
You've been doing pretty well, so
I know, but I got this mic in my face, and
get up all close to it and let the viewers hear.
And he's got a different background than he's used to.
it's gonna throw me off my game. I have a feeling. The way I'm looking at it, just like if you just take a look at these two mascots, okay?
I'll take a gander.
You got this fucking penguin.
You want me to screen share for you?
Sure. You got this penguin. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about penguins. Are you guys like have any sort of knowledge on penguins?
Yeah, why?
All right, just checking.
Oh, okay.
You're asking us a question. I didn't know if you were asking us or like the viewers at home.
No, I don't really cater this to the viewers. This is more towards you guys. So you're looking at this penguin. How do penguins usually get around on ice?
They waddle.
They waddle, like slide on their stomachs.
Yeah.
Guy right here is on skates. Penguins cannot. They don't have skates for penguins. It's impossible. Also, they don't have hands to put these gloves on, and they cannot hold a stick. So this whole team is just imaginative to me. Now you take a look at the Predators, and I'm not even going to go by what I've been going by with the Alien versus Predator shit. Now we're just talking about you got predators or you got prey. Predators are obviously predators. Penguins could be predators, I guess.
They eat fish.
But what what eats penguins? Probably a saber-toothed tiger. So
Are they even in the same climate?
this one time I was watching Nat Geo. I caught a video of this saber-toothed tiger swooping in, taking a bite out of that penguin and getting out of there.
Sounds like he was almost unique.
Sounds like he was. Sounds like he was what?
Flying. That's kind of unique.
Yeah.
Just swooped in.
Because now this is where the Alien versus Predators things come in. The Predators actually, they put on like that like invisibility cloak type thing, carried the saber-toothed tiger, which made it look like it was flying, swooped down, bite out. Predators in 6.
Bottom line.
Oh, I hope my reaction made it on the camera because that was just poof. No wonder why you were looking up at the ceiling because that's where it came from, out of thin air. All right. So, in recap, Corey's got Pittsburgh in 6. Stefan and I are sticking with Nashville. He's going 6. I'm going 7. Game 1 tonight. Game 2 on Wednesday. And Game 3 on Saturday. All at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, Stefan, sorry you can't watch Game 3.
Nope, cannot.
Game 4 will start at Monday at 8 as well. So we'll talk more about that series next week. All right. Moving on to the French Open 2017. We're going to try and cover as many sports as possible during the summer months. Well, there's no football or basketball to cover.
Wait, when does this start?
It's already started.
Already started.
It just started yesterday, I believe.
Corey, should we do a best of 7 French? Or no, is it? I don't do best of 7. Best of 5, I'm at.
Best of 5.
Yeah, they do a best of 5.
5 sets, you mean, like in the final?
My set match, which will probably only go 3. That's how much he is better than me. Should we do this in honor of the French Open? Do you accept my challenge?
Ooh, throwing it down.
I accept. I haven't played tennis in a long time, so it could be interesting.
Last time you played with me.
Last time I went down to see my parents, so you're looking at like 5 or 6 months ago.
So you played more recently than I have. Great.
Shooting the video.
Maybe we'll get Samantha to come down.
Yeah. We'll talk more off air. Ooh, the gauntlet is thrown. It's only fair, Corey. You know, I did the beer mile idea.
Mhm.
I ran. We'll get to what exactly happened in just a minute. But
Did you run?
I ran. Don't worry about this. Let's not spoil anything. Corey's got faith in me, so let's not ruin it for him just yet.
I just didn't know if you like crawled or something.
No, actually, it was the chugging part that slowed me down. I actually full. All right. Anyway, we'll get into more discussion about that after the video. So, are you going to accept this challenge, and when should we expect this? Actually, I know when.
Challenge accepted, and I'm sure when Stefan and I go on our bro date to go get him some beer, we can figure out a time. Whenever he's not working. So.
Well, it's probably going to more depend on the Syracuse weather, honestly.
True. And I also told him I have 3 professional grade rackets so he's more than welcome to use one, which would be better than what he bought at wherever store.
What I am using is obviously bringing me great luck and success. That one time I did beat you in a set.
Yeah, you did. No, you beat me in the match, I think.
No. I won my first set against you, and then you won the next.
No.
I wish I beat you in a match, but that has not happened yet. Nor will it
It's
probably.
never too late, right?
But it's going to happen
Right.
for the French Open. The We Might Know Sports French Open.
French Open.
Should that lead right into what I wanted to talk about with tennis?
Or it's Cuse Open, we'll call it.
The Cuse Open.
The Cuse Open.
Okay, and we'll probably debut it like around the French finals.
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks.
Oh, or later. We'll see.
Okay.
Stay tuned, folks. That's why we're keeping you in suspense. All right, go ahead, Corey. What's your news?
Well, speaking of the French Open, the number 1 player, Novak Djokovic, has struggled mightily, or the former number 1, I should say. He was taken over by Andy Murray this year because he has struggled much of the year. He was ousted early at the Australian Open, which is his best Open. He's won 5 of them. and he decided to revamp his whole team, and he fired everybody, and he hired Andre Agassi, who's a U.S. great, who's very good at tactical tennis. He was never the most athletically gifted player, but he may have been the smartest. So I think that was a really good move for Novak, who is extremely athletic and gifted that way, and maybe could use more help as far as how to manage a point, how to break somebody down. I thought that is a huge advantage to Novak, especially going into the French Open, which is an open when Rafa Nadal is healthy, is always dominated. So maybe Novak can give him a run and a challenge, and it should make it interesting.
It doesn't appear that there's been any upsets.
On the men's side, no. On the women's side, the number one player was ousted in the very first day, the very first round. Angelique Kerber lost to Makarova in the first round. So much for trying to take over that number one spot with Serena gone.
So essentially, it's still Serena's number one spot.
It is. And
Out.
it's always Serena's. Her ranking will drop, but it won't matter. She'll be the number one player in the world.
Do you have any predictions of who's gonna win it?
I think before Federer decided or got hurt and had to take off the French Open, I probably was going to pick him. He's just been on fire this year. He's won every tournament he's been in. That's pretty amazing. But with Nadal healthy this year, who's also played well, I'm going with Nadal to win it, probably against Andy Murray. I'll say it'll go probably 4 sets or so. So that would be my prediction.
Okay. Give me a dark horse out of this men's bracket.
Give you a dark horse out of it?
Yeah.
A good young clay player to look for is Dominic Thiem. He's I think he's in his early 20s. He's on the come up. He had a really good run in Australia, and he's one to watch out. So that would be a dark horse.
What about your boy there? I can't remember his name.
Kyrgios.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can ever keep his head together, yeah, he can make a run on any surface. But his attitude and his mental game is lacking. He could use an Andre Agassi as a coach.
He just give up sometimes. He just
Yes.
doesn't want to play anymore.
He got reprimanded for that one tournament where he got so frustrated he decided not to play the rest of the match. So he just stood there and let them serve aces against him, and then just kept going back and forth and just stood there as the person won the match. He also, when he shook another player's hand at the end of the match, said, your wife's a whore to the guy, and that caused a big...
A guy to watch for.
Yeah.
That's gonna make me watch tennis more.
He's also spit on somebody. He's very immature but supremely talented. He's beaten Nadal, he's beaten Federer, he's beaten Djokovic, he's beating all the top players before. He doesn't do it consistently, but his talent has always been there.
What about my guy there? How does he do in the
Monfils has always struggled because the French is his home. He's a French player, so it's his home Open. I don't know if the pressure of actually winning it gets to him,
right?
But he normally doesn't make it much past the quarters. So it'd be great to see him have a good run. He played very well last year. Had a good year last year. So him and Tsonga would be 2 French guys to look out for.
All right, and we'll keep an eye on that on the tennis channel. I believe I read at 5 a.m. Eastern time, so gotta wake up at 2 a.m. to watch some live tennis.
Or just stay up until 2 a.m.
Well, some of us wake up at 4, so. All right, moving on, because we still have a lot to get to. Let's talk a little bit about our NASCAR standings and how that's going. quick recap going into this past weekend. Stefan had the lead at 260 over me. I can't do quick math, but with the updated standings, here's what they look like. Corey was the big winner. Congratulations, Corey.
I'm still out by a bit.
But you're catching up. You're gaining ground. I only got 22 with Stenhouse, and Stefan's big pick,
Not good.
Mr. Chase Elliott with the grand old one.
Not good.
So that gives me first place yet again. I feel like we're going to be tumbling into the final 10 races, going back and forth.
It'll be a good, yeah, it should be interesting because there's just so much NASCAR to go.
Yeah. Next week, next Sunday, June 4th, the AAA 400 drive for autism in Dover, Delaware. Corey, you going to that race? I know you're close.
I am not going to Dover. I am going to try to go to Watkins Glen this year. I would love to give a live feedback about that race, so we'll see.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I have someone in mind. Are you guys ready to give next week's picks? Or?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to go with Logano because I haven't picked him yet. Corey, I feel like Stefan's got it.
Oh.
I need a minute too. You're throwing me off, Kevin.
All right, Stefan, go ahead.
Let's see if your Logano pick can pan out like ours did.
Mm-hmm.
30s. Hope it doesn't. I'm gonna go with let's go with I'll go with Casey King.
All right, Corey.
I am going to go with Truex, Martin Truex Jr.
All right, and we'll find out if I get to hold on to my lead and if Stefan gets to take back first.
Coming back strong.
Down by 12.
Coming back strong from that one.
That amazing performance.
Can only get better though,
Yeah,
right?
right? Well, you could go in negatives, I guess.
If I go in negatives, I'm leaving the podcast.
See ya.
How's your fantasy going overall this year?
Well, let's look at this week right now. Rivalry
Currently,
week.
Stefan is up 7-0.
Let's go.
Over first place.
Don't call it a comeback till it's a comeback.
Corey's got the lead in fantasy baseball by 5 games right now. Last week I went 6-2-2. Corey went 3-5-2. So there's a little bit of movement. I'm starting to pay more attention. So I think
haven't started paying more attention.
yeah.
Me too, obviously.
So apparently it's going to be Corey and I in the championship game.
No, anything can happen. Look at what's happening this week. Number 4 team is demolishing number 1. Anything can happen.
It's only Monday.
Just saying. Anything can happen.
So we'll see what happens. Huge story breaking today. Stefan was actually doing some pre-show notes. There we go. That's what
Pre-note shows.
Pre-note shows. And I was watching some of the sports channels that he was watching, and they were talking about how the Cubs are only 27 and 26, I believe, and Joe Madden told the fans to be scared or something like that. So did any of us pick the Cubs? I think I picked the Cubs. I think both of my picks are doing terrible.
I'm pretty sure you did pick the Cubs.
Yep, I did. Cubs and Blue Jays, and they're doing phenomenal.
I believe I picked Boston and the Dodgers, which they aren't doing that great either.
Yeah.
Red Sox are doing okay, aren't they?
It's going to be hard to get past the Yankees this year, it seems.
They're doing fine.
Blue Jays 23 and 27. The Cubbies are 25 and 24.
My prediction's looking all right. Got the Nationals. Okay.
Stefan's probably the only one with a decent chance of getting his.
Well, Boston's 27 and 23. They're second in their division. and the Dodgers are 32-20. They're only one game back from the lead in their division, so I'm not in that bad a shape.
Yeah. So we'll talk more in June. I think I have that on our notes for stuff to talk about in June. So more to come. Just to keep you guys updated in the podcast world. And then in other morning news, breaking news, Stefan told me about this when I picked him up.
Bright and early.
He said he saw this mugshot taken.
That was actually me waking up this morning.
The one and only Tiger Woods, once again in the news for not so good things. Arrested in Florida and released on a DUI charge. So obviously, fall from grace, I guess you could say, even though he was kind of doing a bunch of stuff behind his wife's back.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously hasn't been the same since then. Nobody
Hurt his back, hasn't won a major.
Have we ever seen a fall this drastic?
I saw some people posting on Facebook about that.
Is it a fall, or is it just that his competition caught up with him too? Because back when he came onto the scene, who was there really his competition?
Well, Sergio Garcia was supposed to be, who just won finally, but Sergio never panned out, and Phil Mickelson was his competition.
Right. So is it maybe like technology helping these golfers, or the fact that they're growing up?
I've read an article where Tiger explained that he thought part of it was his injuries are catching up and taking a toll on him, and the other part would be to what you're saying, Kevin. He said the technology with the clubs is equalizing the playing field a little bit, and also when Tiger first came on the scene, he was the first golfer to have a nutritionist and to take working out and all that seriously, and you see a lot of the golfers going that route now. So it's a little different.
Missed the John Daly's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Wells.
That gave me hope that I could be there someday.
350 pounds later.
Drunk as shit.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate to see this again. I'm not really surprised, I guess. Are you surprised?
I mean, I always get surprised anytime I see a celebrity like this get arrested for a DUI. Like, how can you not just pay like a buddy?
Uber's pretty cheap.
Yeah, like, you've got like indispensable money basically.
Is Tiger crying out for help?
Or is he just not giving a shit?
Either way, it seems like he would need help even if he's not giving a shit anymore.
Or maybe he thinks he has that fuck you money.
He might.
Yeah. Maybe he also thinks that he can just get away with anything. Like he probably could have used to. I don't think people care so much about him anymore.
Are we ever going to see a golfer that's dominant like him in our lifetime?
I don't know.
I don't think anymore.
Because there's only been two, really. Jack Nicklaus and Tiger.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, if you go way back, I mean, you had a couple.
I think it's going to be a while before you see that competition again.
Yeah, I think like.
Well, Jordan Spieth seemed to be written off as the next thing, and it just hasn't. He was hot for a year or two.
I mean, he's still young, so I don't know if you'll see somebody completely as dominant, but I think we'll get little streaks. Because I mean, you got Rory's up there, and he's always battling.
What about your buddy there, Fowler?
Ricky Fowler? I don't think won a major.
No, I don't think Ricky's won one, right?
I don't think so. I think he's gotten close a few times. Yeah, I mean, there's some good younger players. Jason Day,
Justin Rose, Dustin Johnson.
Johnson's the other guy I was thinking of. I feel like it's. I mean, I don't know how well this analogy will work, but I feel like with obviously it's not as big of a sample size, but I consider it kind of like how the UFC women's with Ronda Rousey, where she was just dominating, and then now it's just kind of been bouncing around. I know, I can't think of her name.
Yes.
Yep, that one. She's the champ now. Has she defended it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Against
she's-
Ronda.
So I mean, unless Nunez can dominate in the same fashion that Rousey was dominating, but I just feel like that's kind of how golf's going to be right now. I just feel like you're just going to get these. Somebody's going to win here, somebody's going to win there. I don't think you're going to see like the Tiger domination.
But like Kevin said with Tiger, do you think the competition in the MMA basically is caught up? That Ronda was ahead of her time? Or do you think she was just that good at that time?
I think she was just that good at that time.
Kevin disagrees.
Competition. Listening to other fighters talk about how she didn't do certain aspects of the fighting. I don't know. She was mainly judo. She wasn't really kicking. Like, she lost because someone came around that could kick her in the face, not fight.
Literally
Literally.
and figuratively.
So, I mean, that's a whole nother debate for another day. I guess we can talk more when Nunez finally defends her belt against someone else. But
I heard Joanna come out and say she would never try to step up and wait and fight Nunez. That the weight difference would be too huge.
I would think she would go to 125 before she'd go to 135.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Coming. So, but speaking of MMA, UFC 200 is this Saturday. Nothing too exciting. That's why I'm not really covering it too hard. Just Jose Aldo's title defense versus Max Holloway, and then a couple other. I'll probably watch the women's strawweight competition, but nothing too exciting. Nothing that's going to make me spend $60 to watch it. That's for sure. I'll throw a quick pick out. I think Jose Aldo is going to win knockout third round. That's going to be my prediction for 212.
I think TKO in 2.
TKO in 2.
Let's say submission in 3.
So
Jose.
we don't think it's going to the championship rounds. I like Max Holloway. I just think he's a little bit before his time. And I think the Conor McGregor knockout was a fluke for Jose. So I see him still continue his dominance over a division that never got really defended by Conor McGregor. So there's that. All right.
Conor McGregor's still the best fighter.
You ended up racing against someone that had other words in the beer mile. One time special guest. Once again, he was a special guest for the beer mile. It's a 15-minute clip. So Corey, you're more than welcome to take a break if you want.
Okay.
I tried to I did cut it a little bit. It was actually like 16:30. I made it into South 15 because it got boring on the last lap, I think. The commentators are my lovely wife, Shay, and her friend, Christina. So if you hear female voices, that's who you're hearing. And without further ado...
Wait, do we get some quick predictions?
Oh, yeah. Corey, do you want to predict?
Well, at first I had Kevin winning, but you guys were talking like maybe he had to crawl out the last lap. So I guess I'm going with Stefan now.
So I was supposed to do 2 laps. Corey. Stefan and Ben were going to do the full mile, and we'll see with my lovely editing skills if Stefan actually pulled it out. So, without further ado, I love our opening look, though. By the way, I mean, at the very least, I won best dressed. You can't take that away from me.
He did win best dress.
All right.
are about to attempt the beer mile. I'm doing the half mile with Stefan, and Stefan has been challenged by this guy for the full mile.
That's not true. Do we have an official timekeeper?
Demi. Seeing how I'm only doing half mile, I won't know Stefan's half mile, but here, hold my phone.
It's fine. I'll just lean back on my windshield.
Tell me where I gotta go.
Give us a countdown.
3, 2, and jump. Good luck. Apparently, I'm the king. Should I like cut through?
Yeah.
This is gonna be painful.
You can go on up too.
I'm not even gonna. I don't even know if I can run. I can't even chug a beer in under 30 seconds. I thought I was ready for this race. Apparently, I didn't do my training.
They're gonna lap you so hard.
Ugh. I'm almost there. Let's go.
Well, guys, this is the view of an apartment. Waiting on all the slow pokes to get back around here.
We could really use a hammock.
Hopefully, we'll see them soon. Please feel free to tune out for a little while. We'll let you know when there's action coming back. I hear footsteps. I hear something.
Ben!
Stefan, close second.
Ah.
Oh, boy. I will die if you fill up. This is what happens when
This is the
30-year-old
hard part
men
right
want
here.
to run a beer
Catching your
mile.
breath and trying to.
Come on, 30-year-old man, you can do it. Seriously, you're not allowed in my house for like an hour.
What happened to Kevin?
He died.
Did you just go up to the apartment?
Pretty much. Oh, I hear him coming.
Don't slow down, Kevin. Did you get lost?
That was rough. I thought it was gonna be.
Do you have one more to go?
Yeah.
Okay, you can do it.
3 minutes in.
We're almost 4 minutes in, honey.
Actually, according to my stopwatch, it's 3 minutes.
Okay, well, the video's 4 minutes.
3 minutes in. Stefan's gonna win. So,
Ben's gonna win, actually.
well, I think I'm just gonna chill.
Give a thumbs up. You're out.
I'm out.
All right. Good job. High fives.
No puking.
Thank you. That's called a true marriage, people. Compromise.
There he is.
2 more laps, Ben. You can do it. You can give up anytime. Kevin already gave up. You can come in second or you can come in first. But Kevin's already out for the count.
You can stop recording shit if you want.
Nope. This is a full video for all my friends. We're actually
I don't feel
live.
good.
We're live on Facebook.
I tapped out.
No,
Tapped out.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah?
You should have done Facebook. I'm doing it.
You guys are doing impressive. Quarter or third on lap 3. I don't know, that was kind of cool. Stefan, you can either come in second. He came in first in the bet.
I'm definitely coming. He's gonna be finishing here any minute. All he gotta do is just chug it. He doesn't have to drink it that fast.
Yeah, run one more.
Yeah,
one more lap.
One more lap. You giving up? Oh, okay.
If he throws up, I'm still drinking.
No. That shirt, like it a lot. Oh, that means you're out. Thumbs up means you're done. Here comes Ben for the third lap. Woo! One more lap, Ben. One more. 2 more beers, if that helps.
It's one beer. This is number 4.
Wait, isn't this?
He's got to drink one more and then we're done.
Oh. I feel surprisingly worse than I expected it would.
Just turn away from me if you throw up.
Oh. That's so fucking weird.
You're making great time.
Well,
You're at 7:22. That's a lot better. He just left. So
That
if
was a
you're
bad
able to
choice.
chug this, you're at 7:56.
You want to stop and, you're coming in second no matter what, so why don't you just chill? You done? You're going to run your last lap.
Not this
He can't
far.
forfeit. If he forfeits, he's out.
not this far.
He wants an official time. I mean, could you imagine how much easier this would be if you were on a track? Coming soon in August.
Woo, good
Good
job.
I don't feel good.
Wait, so this is the last beer you got to drink?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had one more beer, so let me go.
Yeah, this is your last one.
Just take your time, man. You're doing good.
Stomach is so full.
Enjoy it.
Biscuits and gravy was not a wise choice, huh?
It's like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, this is milk. Bad choice. This is my fastest lap yet, by the way. Saved it all for this leg of the race.
It's your victory lap, baby.
My victory lap.
I think any who dare try deserve a round of applause.
What did you do? You did just one lap?
One lap, man.
I think he cut through too.
I figured, what's the point of chugging if I'm already going to lose?
There are no losers here, Kevin. That's where you're wrong. Winners.
Down hard.
Are you drinking that stuff that Kevin gave you?
Yeah.
Strike 3. Keep it going with my honey. Delicious, slight sweetness. Very easy drinking. 5%.
You want beer?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Victory beer. There's some room. All over your shoes.
Champ right there.
The champ.
Holy water. It actually is pretty good.
Ringing endorsement by the Beer Mile Champ. What about second place?
You good to go?
The bad choice.
You can give me a thumbs up.
You're at 11:48.
Still getting under 15. Okay. Not really that good though. Just gonna finish this, run around the corner, shoot for a little bit,
I'm videotaping this victory lap, by the way.
and then
Are you gonna chug after him?
that way she won't see it, and then I can go back.
No, I said you can't go back in for another hour. This is nice
Not as
outside.
bad, too.
Yeah, we could probably did this on Tuesday when it was cool.
I would have missed it then.
I think you're. I'll be your escort on the final lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. We throw up together.
It's bad.
He's 4.5 deep, too, by the way. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel awful. This beer makes me feel awful.
So does running while drinking beer. It makes you feel.
Yeah, I was going to say, this beer is
And the
a
heat.
fabulous beer.
Pepper
Not
sweet
paid for by Sumerian Brewing Company.
Oh, this video.
Mhm.
I'll never finish this.
Teamwork.
What a guy.
Cheaters.
My man.
Oh, wow, he had a lot
Let's do
left.
this.
Oh. So much liquid. What was that?
Got the champion.
Bridges of the universe. You got it. You got it.
Good.
Second place right there.
We did it.
Kevin.
Heart of a
is
champion.
third place.
True champion right there.
Good job, man.
You got a message to the fans? Don't try this at home.
No, there we go. All right. I'm sorry, Corey. I disappointed you.
That's okay.
I know you had high hopes for me, but next time there will be a next time. I think all three participants are wanting to do it again.
I'm more surprised at how dominant Ben was.
Yeah, I was going over the video with playing, and I was showing he had a technique with the chugging, and I forgot to mention in the video, Stefan did accept the bet, so here's that third beer I got to chug. We'll do so in just a minute. But yeah, so I'm sorry, Corey. That's all I got to say.
I don't know if it was so like. Honestly, it was just about how much fluid was in my stomach.
Right.
It was the hardest part of it.
That's
So what the viewers don't know, you had a beer before the race too.
I did do that as well.
that was a mistake.
It was. It's always a mistake. I drank a beer before I did that boot on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I always make terrible mistakes.
You drank more than a beer before your birthday, Boot, though. We were drinking all day that day.
That's true. We were drinking all day that day. I had a lot of stuff in me that day.
Yeah. And you paid for it the next day.
I really did. It felt pretty good today, though.
Good.
So his unofficial time was like 16 and some change. I got to go
So
back.
no one broke the world record.
No. 9.
My goal is to beat Ben's time.
Ben did 9.
Yeah.
9:13, I think it was.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's unofficial 9:13. I think it's actually shorter because I had trouble stopping getting the lap to reset. So it was pretty impressive performance by Ben, our MMA expert and apparently beer mile champion. I think it's fair to call him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the stare down we have though. Now as our cover picture on our Facebook. I'll post that beer mile video probably next week. That way we can try and draw some clicks with it on our podcast.
Good old clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait. Our next challenge apparently is the tennis playoff.
Well, we're supposed to play a basketball game, too.
All three of us, right?
Are you not able to go get a pump still? Kevin's trying to back out of this basketball playoff.
Oh, weren't we supposed to play 1-on-1 too?
Yeah, I was supposed to play Kevin before I leave, and then whoever wins that, or no, then I'm supposed to come home and play you, and then Kevin play or some.
The winners play each. Well, if you're the winner, I mean, I guess. Then I play Kevin. It works in a triangle, right? Basically.
Two losses in your house, double elimination.
Yeah.
So
Apparently we're going to a sports store tomorrow.
so Kevin doesn't bail on this.
I would never bail on it.
You were trying to. You just said, "Oh, I never got the pump." Actually, even like in an hour.
Kind of are.
No, I'm not. We have plenty of time.
It's not like I can get it like for free 2-hour delivery or something. Not like I live in a Amazon area.
You do.
All right. So
So anyway, Corey, how do you think you're going to perform on the beer mile? Watching that video footage.
you can't perform any worse than I did.
That's for sure.
Still probably worse than 16 minutes. I'm not good at chugging beer. Yeah, I'll have no problem doing the mile. It's the chugging and then the fluid in you, like you said.
That was the difficulty. Like
I will not drink a beer before I run the beer mile.
I did all right with the first 3 beers. Then after that, I mean, I didn't do them fast, but
So this was the beer that the champion did, Pike High 5 Hopped Honey Ale. That's the one I'm gonna chug when we're almost done. I still gotta do some producing things.
should we wait till? Are you doing it on?
I'll do it live on the podcast
Alright.
at the end.
Should we give
I'm
ourselves?
gonna go.
No, it only takes me 1:30. It's fine.
I'm gonna have to go with the lightest beer that's still 5% in order to even have a shot. Like if Bud Heavy is 5% or more, I'm probably just gonna have to go that route.
I can't do a hoppy beer, I don't think. I gotta find something different.
I think, but I don't like the beers that have that little hop bite to it to try and chugging. You need something like well balanced, like my blonde ale.
Yeah.
Find me a blonde.
Just need something smooth and kind of light. I don't
That's
know.
why I'm going Bud.
I saw like on that website or something, it showed like the top beers or something.
Mm-hmm.
It showed PBR, and then I looked up PBR, and PBR was only like 4.7 or something.
Depends on the wear too. Different percentages in different parts of the county. Yeah,
County? Just in this county? There's
County.
different-
Just in these them there parts.
Oh, well. I mean, I could do PBRs all day.
Heineken's my favorite beer. Are they 5%? I'll go with that.
No idea. I'm gonna have to ask. I didn't put enough research into my beer selection.
Yeah.
Kind of went with what Kevin gave me, and I was like, "Yeah, this should be
Free.
fine." Fine with it.
It wasn't too bad. I think you just doomed yourself with that first beer.
I drank that like, yeah, drank it like. I probably shouldn't have done that.
I think that's where your stomach issues came from.
Yeah,
Thinking about it.
it's a good possibility. I'll be more prepared. I will beat. This is a guarantee. I will beat Ben's 913.
Here.
Coming for you, Ben.
Before we get going, next week, light week, so we might have something else special for you guys. I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but it's gonna be fun. And I guess I get to chug a beer now.
Do it.
Let's go.
Should I put the background music closing?
Closing.
All right. Anyone want to time me?
I'll time you.
Try and do the technique I learned from the Beer Mile Champions.
The over/under is 1 minute 10 seconds.
Over.
Over.
Going with the over.
Going with the under. Feeling good. As soon as Stefan finds his stopwatch app.
Do I have one?
There you go.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2.
It's gonna just be on the sound of my click. How about that?
Go ahead.
I need every precious second. All right, here we go. I'm doing better.
You are doing that.
It's called training, folks. Should not have had that margarita.
Margarita was a bad choice.
It's like cranberry.
Wow. It's gonna take down. About to lose out on some money. How much did you put down on the bet?
Not a lot.
A lot.
Six pack.
Oh man, he's slowing down. He's
Yeah,
slowing
Bruce.
down.
I got a bruiser on.
You did it. Under a minute. 58 seconds.
It's called training.
Third day in a row I've done this.
Oh, it's awful.
I did chug. Did you see the beer that I chugged the other day, Corey?
The other day? No.
It's on our Facebook page. Check it out. Stefan's free gaming.
Yeah.
It was like 28 seconds.
23, I think it was.
That's the best part about chugging beer.
So now we just got to get you on camera chugging a beer at some point.
Yeah.
So we've all done it.
My time's getting better if it makes you feel better. Keep doing it. Then you can finally record yourself. All right. For Stefan and Corey, I'm Kevin. I'm going to go burp a lot while I'm barbecuing. That was actually quite delicious, what I did taste.
It wasn't pretty good beer.
Yeah, pretty solid. If you're in the Seattle area, check it out. Episode 21 next week. Stefan's not going to be here, so I'm going to have a little more space. It's going to be a little cooler too. 8.8 right now. It went up 5 degrees during the broadcast. So. Yeah. All right.
Because this podcast is so hot.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
See ya.